I would write more flirtatious stuff between Elias and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Even the small thing they did there was great.
Everybody should be hitting on her.
Right.
Every single guy that comes out there should be hitting on her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just common sense. They should be flirting with her, hitting on her. You know, I mean, they shouldn't be like acting dismissive towards her or anything. You know,
they don't have too many on TV relationships right now, do they? I mean, before you'd have Hardy and Lita or whatever. That's weird.
They've like desexualized the wrestling fans.
Yeah.
The wrestlers are not supposed to be attracted to the female wrestlers. They're supposed to respect their work to the point that think about that, dude. They've like you could do a whole political angle here where basically the females, the Me Too movement and the women's revolution has basically brainwashed the fans into thinking that they're just as good as the guys, and they took their spots. You could have some guys start talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
I just think that they're limited themselves storyline-wise. I mean, some of the great storylines have been, Hogan and Savage over Elizabeth.
Joe, were
and
you
stuff like that.
attracted to any of the female wrestlers in WWE?
Yeah. Alexis.
Who do you think's the hottest ones?
Alexis up there, Mandy Rose, and it's funny, I'm not Lana, and I'm not typically I like brunettes, but it seems like I'm naming all the blondes. Who's the other one that's in the group with what do you call it? She comes out with her hair in two ponytails, and sometimes it's blue and sometimes it's pink. Not Mandy Rose.
She's in the Riot Squad, right?
Yeah, the other blonde, whatever.
Liv
Morgan. Yeah, her too.
How about the guys? Nothing.
What guys you attracted to?
The Miz.
You like AJ Styles' hair, don't you?
Miz has a terrific smile. You can't downplay that.
He likes Finn Balor for sure.
Jesus.
No, I like my guys bigger than me. So, and Finn, he's kind of short for my taste.
Not many
guys. Let me tell you something. If I ever like went back, if the WWE ever hired me creatively, I just want all the women to be known. Okay, that if you want to keep your top spots, if you want to get pushed more than the guys, then you're going to have to do the bra and panties matches. I just want to put that out there. Just make that very clear to everybody.
I think if you did a bra and panties match today, that a whole segment of that crowd would do the turn the back on the ring thing. 1,000,000%.
You think it would?
Yep, because they would say this is disrespecting and all that.
You're absolutely right. They may do that. You know.
Wow.
Yep.
Jesus.
That's inconceivable when we were growing up. I mean, if anything, you would have attracted more fans. They would have knocked the shit out of the guys that turned around.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, the woman would complain that they're being objectified, and they'd go after the advertisers for objectifying women. Let me tell you something. Just to slide into politics and everything. This is how fascism works. You don't let people give them the freedom to do things. It's like you suppress their freedom, and like you shout them down. You don't let them. You go that's how fascism works.
1,000%.
So it's
exactly how it works.
Yeah, I mean, like.
But I just think at the end of the day, okay, if I would like to get like a feminine. I don't even think there's a feminine.
Why not do bra and panties matches in AAA?
What
would you do if you did there's a heel promoter? And the heel promoter's like the authority figure. And he's taking over. He said, I want to make wrestling great again. He wants to be like, he's kind of like a Trump guy. He wants to get bra and panties matches.
The thing is that Mexican. Here's a great thing about Mexican wrestling: the fans and the wrestlers. Right? Uh-huh. They're still always behind the United States. Like 5-6 years behind shit. That before they finally catch on. That feminist shit's going to catch on in about 5 more years. Really hot. It's already starting. And then I'm going to be pointed as a fucking pervert that did that shit.
They'll come after you,
right,
yeah.
Right.
These are comments Conan made when he was working in AAA, Right. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Stuff like we had Sexy Star kiss Mickey
Another
James
girl?
on TV. Yeah. Really? Well, Mickey James.
Wait, Sexy Star kissed Mickey James?
Yeah.
On what show?
On AAA.
Mickey James, when was that? How long ago was this?
I would say 10 years ago. Yeah.
Probably when she was
10 years?
10 years ago, I think.
That's way, I mean, try and do that too. Try
right.
to do that.
I know. No, but I was still doing some risque shit back then. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew fans want to see that, bro.
Bro, let me tell you something. Here's the thing, is that there's a collection of fans, a collection of wrestling. I call it because the wrestling, me and Vince talked about this the other day. It's like, the wrestling media is as much a story in wrestling today, the way they try to drive narratives and try to tell,
right.
The way they get on to for like being sexy or being like old school, like, but there's a what do you call it? The fans are kind of like they're vocal fans that are trying to tell other fans what they're supposed to like, and it may not be, and like there might be stuff that a lot of fans like, And there's a collection of fans that say, no, you shouldn't be watching that because we don't like that.
Right.
And the promotion gives into the smaller fan base. You know, they because
what it is they're a very noisy minority. You know what I'm saying? Very noisy, and the majority, since they're happy with how things are, they're not saying good or bad. They're just enjoying the product. But it's almost like voting. You have like all these people that don't ever vote. I'm one of them, and you got these small groups that do vote, and they're up on all the political causes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like a minority that really drives the narrative.
Well, it drives other fans away too. And then let's talk about the type of people they are. You know, they're the type of people that will try to go after advertisers to try and cost the people money. You know what I'm saying? That's I mean, what type of person is that? Is that the type of person you want to be a friend with? Like, is that the type of person you think that like you can trust to have your back if you have like a misstep? Or do you think that person's going to be the type of person who will stab you in the back as quickly as possible because like he's always constantly trying to get over on people?
Think about how weird it is that back 20 years ago when WWE was doing Attitude, who would go after their advertisers? The Parent Television Council. Very right-wing, Christian, whatever. Who goes after advertisers now? Super left-wing people and causes, things like that. It's completely switched in 20 years.
Yeah. It's crazy, huh?
It's very
super
strange.
Crazy, bro.
But see, that's the thing. In this country, we've always just had, and the ones that get more vocal, and I used to, bro, this is why I always used to tell people I lean left, is because the religious right in this country, we're always trying to tell other people how they need to live their life.
Right, and the worst part is, and
now it's the other side.
Sanctimonious, and they're better. Like,
but let me tell you the worst part. The worst part was when a lot of those right-wing leaders were being caught in scandals. From politicians, the clergymen, the evangelists. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now it's flipped. Now you have the extreme left are the ones that are constantly trying to tell people how they need to live their lives, forcing their beliefs to drown your beliefs out. It's like not open for your beliefs and like acceptance of your beliefs. They want to suppress your beliefs.
Right.
And they force their ideology, and that's like, it's like even the religious people. What would they say? You're sinning, but they would like, they would take away, here's the things they would take away. They didn't want people, doing drugs, drinking, enabling their vices, right?
Right.
The left kind of is trying to suppress people that are trying to like just do normal basic things, like freedom of expression, freedom of speech. Just like they're trying to literally tell you can't talk a certain way.
And the worst part is they were the defenders of that. All that shit started in University of Berkeley.
Yep.
And then when fucking Yiannopoulos or whatever his name is, what's your boy Milo?
Yeah.
Remember when Milo wanted to show up there and they were trying to stop him from talking? Wait a minute, you were the bastion of free speech and now you went 180 degrees. It's like everything's upside down.
Yeah, it is. We've flipped. It's like what it's like. It's like the equator. Like you go in this. They go to Australia right now. It's fall. Or like you go it's summer in one. It says at 90 degrees in one place, and on the other side of the equator it's 50. Now it's like, bro, it's like what it's like. It's like summers are now winters in this country. It'd be like that's what it's like.
May an Australian male dingo mate with you? Nothing.
Yeah.
This fits in. I just wanted to say this real quick because we haven't talked about reviews of the show recently. These are 2 iTunes reviews about 2 months apart. Now check this out. The first one is actually from, I remember this guy because he was on a round table one time, Michael Young. Okay, and his review says unsubbed. Went from a Patreon subscriber to unsubscribed in less than a year. Way too MAGA. Not everyone who disagrees is a snowflake, and not all stances deserve to be justified. Getting rid of disco would help, but that'll never happen. Wishing you the best and great success. Now that's one. Now listen to this next one.
Let me just say something real quick to the first one before I forget. So because I disagree with disco, I should kick him off the show. All right.
Okay.
It's like, that guy. Here's the thing. That guy.
He's the problem with.
That's a guy. That's why he doesn't have to listen to you. We don't have to listen. But like, here's my thing. Instead of listening to opposing viewpoints, he'd rather just not listen at all.
Right.
Now remember,
that's fine. If you want, there's a lot of people like that. I am very open. Like bro, I
we
like
both
having
are
Kevin,
in that sense.
I like
we
having
both
Kevin
are
on the show.
Right.
I liked having you. Didn't like Kevin Gill, the other thing, but like I liked having that opposing viewpoint.
Yeah.
Because I like discussing opposing viewpoints.
Yeah, me too. I love that part, but he was too much of a fake bitch, and so that overrides everything.
Let's hear the second month, Joe.
This is why, because speaking of opposing viewpoints, now remember, Michael Young said it's too MAGA, this and that. This other review 2 months before used to be good, used to be great. Now it's the CNN of podcasts. Way too many one-sided rants about racism, super liberal politics, and hating on the cops from someone who sounds pretty racist himself. Even worse when Yes Man Hurricane Helms is on, sounding like Foghorn Leghorn's dumber relative. Flush the show twice. So either we're too MAGA or we're too liberal. Two different reviews, completely different takes on the show.
That's fine. Yeah. Hey, whatever. I mean, I have no problem. I don't know what my listeners like and dislike. It's like,
let me explain something which you think you would. Let me just say this real quick, Disco. You would think that if you listened to the show for any length of time and you had a modicum of intelligence, you would understand that this is a show that provides thought-provoking conversation. And if you're just one-sided on everything, where is the thought provocation? So we, Disco likes to be contrary on some things. Sometimes we disagree on stuff, but that doesn't mean that we're going to stop talking to each other, stop working with each other, just like you quit listening to the show. But that's your prerogative. The bottom line is we're right down the middle. Religiously, I think we're all agnostic, right?
Pretty much.
Disco, no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Agnostic. And politically, Disco says he leans to the left.
I lean right away from the far left. That's my political, and wherever that lands me, I don't know, because I don't know the political spectrum these days. I just know there's a bunch of insanity coming from the extreme far left that I just can't fathom that people agree with these people.
Not you, Joe.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've changed, but I used to be registered as a Democrat. Now I'm a registered Republican, but I don't feel like my views have changed. I feel like everything has gone so fucking haywire with the people on the left going further left, people on the right going further right.
Would you say middle of the road Republican or alt-right closet?
Totally middle of the road Republican.
I'll tell you this. It's basically that mirrors my thoughts on wrestling fans these days, that the wrestling fans have changed over the course of time. And they have. The wrestling fans are just a different. They're different.
And let me just say
ideology.
Real quick, I'm apolitical. Said this a million times, and I'll say it again. And being in the military, I noticed even more. At the end of the day, they're both bought by pharma, defense, oil. Both sides are bought and paid for, and it's all the same bullshit. And we never, they just go in there to take care of the companies that are going to hire them as lobbyists later on, and to take care of the people that campaigned for them and paid for the campaign. They're going to take care of that group of people. They don't give a fuck about us. So at the end of the day, I like politics because I'm interested in it, but I've lost a lot of faith in our system. So I'm apolitical 1,000%. But we're going to discuss stuff, and sometimes I may take the Republican point of view. That doesn't mean MAGA or fucking alt-right. And sometimes I'll take the other side. Doesn't mean snowflake or anything. You don't got to label everything. So.
Yeah.
Right. And people, you're more than welcome to do this. If you have differences, if you think I've said something that you disagree with or want to discuss it, you're more than welcome to be part of the roundtables that we do on Patreon. Just come, I'm very open to discussing things like that. If you have a different, if you want to tell me where you think I'm wrong, it's fine. I have no issue with that. I don't block people that disagree with me. The only people I block are these disturbing parody accounts,
which I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, which I'm not, because I don't like having to look through my Twitter feed for 20 minutes at a time. These schmucks arguing with each other.